My Lords, I rise to put myself on the record as one of those who would have signed the Noble Lords Amendment had there been space. And I again draw attention to the way in which our systems, with a limit of 4 signatures, no longer allow a full representation of the range of views in your Lordship's House. I will also tell the Noble Lord Fox that should we get to a vote at a later stage, he has the Green Group's support in this matter of Clause 3. And I actually, this morning, in my continuing efforts to spread news about what happens in your Lordship's House out to a general public, I do actually have what I think was the first non-specialist press article this morning on the Professional Qualifications Bill in the Yorkshire Bylines. And in that I described the bill collectively as a massive power grab by the government. And really Clause 3 is the key part, I believe, of that power grab, as a number of Noble Lords have already indicated. And I think it's interesting that a number of Noble Lords speaking before me have got up and indicated declared their professional affiliations coming from a wide range of different professional areas. And I think they were mostly addressing 2A here, about provisions conferring functions on any person. So I want to actually look particularly at Clause 2C, the provision for charging of fees, because I think there's also real potential for great mischief, great impacts in this element. And I'm going to refer specifically to an ongoing issue around UK visa fees for citizens of 26 European countries. Now, this relates back to the 1961 treaty when the UK signed the European Social Charter as part of our membership of the Council of Europe. So this is not EU, this is not Brexit related. This is an arrangement that sees a £55 reduction in UK work visas for people from 22 EU states and Iceland, North Macedonia, Norway and Turkey. Now, what this does, for example, is it reduces a seasonal worker visa charge from £244 to £189. Now, that perhaps to your Lordship's House doesn't sound like a lot of money, but I would also point out that we're talking about people who also face an immigration health surcharge of £624. And what we're talking about is playing around with people's lives and possibilities. And it's not just people coming to the UK we're talking about here, because in many cases what we're talking about is something reciprocal. And so we're playing around with the possibilities of people's lives, the freedom and what's available to them. And in the context of Brexit, that's the practical reality. Lots of people are seeing their lives disrupted, are seeing possibilities available to them previously not available in the future. But at least there should be democratic scrutiny and oversight of how that's done through the process of Parliament. Now, I want to pick up what the Noble Lord Davies of Brixton said, that this is an issue of trust, and how it feels that it is clear that so many of the government's decisions are about the politics, not about the economics or the impacts on people's lives. And I think if, again, coming back to Clause 2A of this clause, let's imagine the government is negotiating an international recognition agreement, and it really wants to get the City of London to have some access, some very lucrative access to some national market. But that nation wants to see there are some nations in the world that actually train more medical personnel, say, and essentially regard them as an export, and say, we want you to reduce the rules to allow our medical professionals into your market, your working environment, and the trade-off is that your city can make a lot of money. And just think about what that picture looks like and what that picture is. And that, I would say, is the practical reality of what I and many others have identified as a massive power grab by the government. And so we are talking about people's lives, we are talking about people's safety, we are talking about the quality of our professional services. And I would urge your Lordship's House to back the call that Clause 3 not stand part of this bill. Thank you, my Lords.